on that third lap, the motorbike will pull off, and then the riders have 3 laps to finish, and it's first across the line. It's a very tactical race, it's a very dynamic race, it's fast and furious. Keirin Racing has its roots in Japan. It's huge in Japan. In Japan, they bet on Keirin races, humans. There's more money spent on Keirin racing than they spend on betting on horses.
There you go. Alex, nice to meet you. I'm just going to bring some bathroom real quick.
Second round of racing tonight will be for the sea grades. They will stand in 250 metre lap. So it's just 1 lap around the velodrome. Then we'll have round 2 for A and B of the Keirin. Round 3 will be an Italian pursuit. They'll do that in teams of 5. Italian pursuit is very similar to the 10 pursuit. The Italian pursuit is team sprint, which they have been training for in the schools. Then B grade will do a scratch race, and A grade will finish the night off with a 40-lap medicine. So that's our race program tonight. Keirin's mainly for A and B grades, and then some individual sprint racing for C grade.
One ocean got full scratch. Yeah, it wasn't ocean, it was like
Everything that you're looking for Hello everybody, welcome back to Friday Night Racing. Tonight we have quite a big field out there, looking very good. I'm here in the booth with Alex Schuler. He's next to me here.
How's it going, everybody?
As I said, big group of young riders today. I think we're going to start off the session with some Kierans, it looks like. The bike is getting warmed up on the track with one of our para cyclists in the New Zealand team, Devon Briggs.
You're very true, very right in saying it is a big field. It's a very big field. I believe this is the final Friday Night Racing before the infamous Battle of the Schools being hosted very shortly. So we've got a lot of riders from all over the nation coming in to spin those legs out.
Pretty cool to see some Auckland riders as well have come down for this. Young Remy Dalton and his older brother Hunter Dalton are here. Some Auckland Grammar riders, you'll see them, the blue, navy blue with the golden lions on their back. They've made their way down from Auckland. I think they've got a camp going on this weekend.
Every now and then you'll see the odd Palmerston North rider has made their way across, which is awesome to see.
We've got so many riders tonight. Our driving team is struggling to make starlists. So what we want is C graders. I think you're all over there talking to Casey with a briefing. I'll listen to Kate, but they can find it out at home. So B graders, you guys want to be warming up? You guys want to C grade? Right, Seagraders, are we ready, Kate? Kate, are we good to go with Seagraders? Cool, so Seagraders, if you guys can head to the back straight. Go and see Mother over here. Back straight, that's the one where all the parents aren't.
The French pursuit.
Just a reminder to parents and anybody here, we've got Rusty Ports down here. Make the best burgers in the world. So I'm told. Come down and welcome to come down into the infield. And come sit at the table, make an order, come sit down here, get another perspective of the racing from the infield. It's very different from up in the stands. So please head down to the reception, come through, just tell them coming into the infield with a burger or two. And come see, we've got cold drinks here as well.
Oh, hey bro. You don't happen to have a race schedule or rider numbers?
So we've got about 65 races here tonight. About 18 of those brand new riders through up in the
Looks like we've got our C grade riders lining up on the back straight.
I think we've just heard that we're starting off with some French pursuits, if I'm correct. We'll just make sure we've got the right race.
Here comes
before we
Dan Gardner
explain
with the
it.
race schedule. Dan Gardner owns and operates the new Velodrome shop downstairs, or you could say upstairs, depending on whereabouts you are located in the building. Lots of very cool kit. Thank you very much. Looks like we've got our race schedule. Up first is the C grade French Pursuit.
Awesome. So C grade will head off with a French Pursuit to start off us off tonight. To explain the French Pursuit a little bit, pretty much there will be a number of people lined up on the front straight fence and the same amount of people lined up on the back straight fence. Jeepers, I'm stumbling over my words tonight. And pretty much it'll be almost like a relay you see the runners do on the 400 meter or the tracks the runners will do. But so the first person on the fence, they will complete a full lap as fast as they can. And then only once they have crossed the start-finish line can the next person in their team come off the fence and do their lap. So it's pretty much a relay. So it's always interesting to see. Last 2 weeks ago we had the C graders do a French Pursuit and one team was maybe a lap up by halfway. And then the back straight team ended up flipping the script completely and ended up winning after being a full lap down. So anything can happen. So
You're dead right there, Daniel. A lot of tactics come into play with races like this, putting some of the stronger, bigger engines further back on the fence as some form of anchor to hold on to a lead or pull a lead right back, as we saw last week.
if you are watching from home and you could make the trip into the Velodrome, maybe you're 15, 20 minutes out, strongly encourage you to, next time these races are on, come on in and enjoy the vibes. We've got some burgers, drinks, cold drinks in the infield that is open for anyone to buy. You can bring your picnic, you can eat up in the stands, and just enjoy it with the family. But if you are at home, get nice and cozy. It is pretty cold out recently, so I hope you got a warm blanket on the couch and you're getting cozy.
Nice and warm in the Velodrome, isn't it, Daniel?
Yeah, I've got my short sleeves on. I'm actually debating rolling my long pants up for this.
So cool to see such big numbers here this evening.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest C grade we've seen in a long time. So just to run through what we've got for the whole night. Race 1, C grade will do the French Pursuit, and then B and A grade will both do their first round of Cairns. Then second race, the C grade will do a standing 1 lap. So that's just 1 lap out the blocks as hard as you can. Then A and B grade will do their second round of Cairn. And then for race 3, C grade is going to do an Italian Pursuit, which is pretty much a team pursuit where everyone does 1 lap on the front and then peels until you've got one last rider. So they'll be in teams of 5 for that. B grade will do a scratch race, which will be 16 laps, and then followed by A grade. Their final race will be a 40-lap Madison. So if you're a lover, not a fighter, you're going to see a lot of hand-holding in that last race from the A graders.
That's right, Daniel. The Italian Pursuit is a very, very good race. It's a entry-level team sprint. So you'll see at the Olympics, World Cups, World Championships, the team sprints flying around the track at God knows how fast. Almost guarantee all of those riders started off getting their accreditation on the boards with an Italian Pursuit. And looks like we are about to kick into our first event, the C grade French Pursuit. As Daniel was saying, essentially this race is a relay without the baton. We've got the all clear on the back straight, riders are good to go. Dan's got his thumb up in the air, just waiting for the countdown from Craig. Clock is on, counting down from 10.
Oh, this is exciting stuff. I actually haven't seen a crowd like this either in a while.
And it is lights out and away we go for the C grade French Pursuit. Here
Good
we have our
start from
first
both
riders.
teams, eh?
Very good start.
Both out the saddle, going around the corner.
Very good use of the banking, getting that free speed. Looks like we've got a young St. Peter's rider from our back straight team, chugging away quite happily.
Back straight team narrowly taking the lead already. Is that going to come through for their first changeover? And back straight team now hands off to their second rider, as does the front straight team shortly after.
As Daniel was saying, with a race like this, it is very hard to determine the lead as early on as we are in the race.
It does look like the back straight team is getting a narrow lead already. Some of these younger riders, this will be some of their first times on the track, or maybe they've only been on the track a handful of times, but like Alex said earlier, they're all getting ready for Battle of the Schools that happens down here in Cambridge. All the young ones from the high schools will battle it out in a series of races.
Good strong acceleration from our front straight rider. Very good out the seat power through the corner. That's very, very hard to stay out the seat in the corner.
You can actually see on your screen now that back straight rider going into the corner there. He's got that Mark Cavendish-esque, getting really aero while still out the saddle, which is really impressive. It's not easy to do. And now you see the changeover there happening as our number 97 from the front straight team chugging along.
97, whose number's that?
That is...
Ka-chow.
No, Lightning McQueen's number 95, dude.
I was joking, guys.
Excuse my commentator friend's lack of ball knowledge.
Young lad off the back straight, representing the fluoro jersey. Quite often you see fluoro helmets, but very rarely you see fluoro jerseys as she comes through on the extra small Avanti hire bike. Anyone looking to have a go at the Velodrome, there's have a go sessions with hire bikes, free of usage. Find a bike that fits you, go for a pedal, fall in love, just like myself and Daniel did once upon a time. Go for a pedal, that is, not quite fall in love.
Fall in love with the bike. They've actually completely flipped it. They're dead even once again. we're right back at where we were at the start. Dead even through that last change that's just happened. And now the back straight team is just slightly ahead as both teams do another changeover. Great start there out the saddle from the front straight team.
Our back straight riders seem to be holding it very high in the corners through the apex, covering extra distance. Could be a training tactic for the Battle of the Schools, getting that little bit of extra length in the legs.
Do you see that rider now coming into the front straight, going past that fluoro jersey rider? And there's the rider getting a little bit of a nudge from Dan there on the start, at the start line.
Looks like we're going to have our own makeshift Battle of the Schools here, as a King's College rider and a St. Peter's High School rider. Well, not King's, I apologise. Auckland Grammar.
Oh, the disrespect.
Must have offended a few people. An Auckland Grammar rider and a St. Peter's rider.
And they're
pretty
actually
dead even.
Dead even going into the last lap, so it's going to be all down to this last lap.
Come
Both
down to our two
riders-
schools.
Both riders really digging deep into this one. St. Peter's rider still out of the seat as he comes into the... Still neck and neck. You couldn't call it yet. And that St. Peter's rider is actually the same rider that kicked it off for that back straight team.
Oh, looks like St. Peter's will take the dub. How's
Wow,
that? Girl
very
power for the
impressive,
win.
Very impressive ride there by both teams
Awesome.
and everyone in both teams.
Great effort for all of our C-grade riders.
Great effort from their rider number 70. Not only starting her team off very strong, but also coming in clutch right at the end as well. So impressive ride from everyone there.
That's right, Daniel. A double effort. Very impressive feat. Very
Just
impressive
getting the
feat.
thumbs up from everyone on the infield. Good ride.
How's that? Thumbs up. Thumbs up from the stands as well.
Very,
And thumbs
very
up
good.
from the commentary box.
So next up, it looks like the riders are going to get ready for the B grade Karen. So the Karen, Alex, is a sprinter, so I'll give him the honours of explaining the Karen, and I'll get on to explaining some of the races later on in the night, the more endurance races. So Alex, take it away, mate.
So essentially, your Karen is a 6-lap race. As confusing as that may sound, for a sprinter, 6 laps does sound like a very long way, considering you're supposed to go as hard as you can right from the get-go. So the Karen race is a Japanese origin race. Huge money over there in Japan. Our star cyclist Elise Andrews is currently racing in Japan at the Aizu Outdoor Velodrome in Karen School with a large number of other sprinters. Essentially the Karen, as I said, is a 6-lap race. You'll do 3 laps behind the motorbike. Motorbike will pull off and you are racing just like that. Essentially a scratch race. Very tactical race. You used to line up on the rail and then fight for your positions. That rule has been abolished, unfortunately. You now draw a card. It is very luck of the draw race. Ideally, you want to be in that top 3 coming into the 500-metre mark. But oftentimes, people pull things out of the blue and come right from the back. Interesting to see how our heats stack up and what kind of order or draw we'll do, whether it's just where you end up on the rail or whether there'll be an official draw. Devon Briggs on the motorbike, multiple-time para world champion. Last Friday he was joining in with some of the racing in his rainbow jersey, which is the championship jersey. Really cool for some of the younger riders to experience that. I would have loved to have experienced that when I was younger.
Yeah, there really is something special about racing alongside someone who is a current world champion. So really cool to see the riders last week. So you mentioned the official draw. So in Cairns, at the Olympics, World Champs, World Cups, all those top events, explain to some of the people at home, how do they actually figure out who's going to be in what position behind the motorbike? What do they actually do?
Oh, I don't know, I just got here. So there is a iPad at the high-level races. Athletes will sit up on the line and they will not know what position they're riding until the heat before them goes up. They'll tap on the iPad, a random number generator from 1 through 6 will pop up. Number will pop up. The number that pops up is your position. You are able to move out of your position after 1.5 laps behind the motorbike. You must fall into your position. If you fall into the wrong position, the commentators will cease the race and you will start again. As I was saying earlier, back in the olden days, with the greats, Jason Kenny, Sam Webster, and the likes, Azul Arwang, who's actually still racing, used to fight for your positions. So just an absolute dogfight off the fence, headbutts, elbows, slamming into each other. Racing's tamed down a lot nowadays, which is probably good for some of our younger riders first starting off. The man in charge of the numbers seems to be Manu, and it looks like our riders have drawn. We will see.
I think the budget here is not quite as much as an iPad, so I think from the experience I've had as an endurance rider, they've drawn cards from 1 through 6 with a deck of cards. But it looks like the first race will be up, and it's a 5-person race. So we've got rider number 1, Oliver Patterson, rider number 3, Darcy Seath, rider number 5, Noah Luxmore, rider number 8, Ben Pratt, and then in rider number 9, Thomas Grady.
Oliver Patterson. She has a name with a very successful up-and-coming elite GB sprinter. So I wonder if there's any correlation there. I don't expect so.
Maybe not. So the riders are on the fence. Traditionally, they hold the riders. Is that right?
Yeah, traditionally they're lined up on the pursuit line. The pursuit line is pretty much in line with our rider 1's front wheel. Riders will be stacked up on top of each other, and seems to.
I think they're just going to roll around and find the bike on the back straight.
Maybe. So traditionally, the bike will ride around. You'll have holders alerting you as to where the bike is, as to when you should be standing up, applying pressure to the pedals. The bike will come around and slowly progress from about 35, 40k up to 60, sometimes 70 kilometers an hour, dropping the riders off depending on the skill, speed and grade of the athletes.
Oh, it looks like they are going to be holding the riders, so you got some volunteers down there putting their hands up. They'll hold people.
So as I was saying earlier, they will be held at the pursuit line. They will be informed as to when the bike is coming around. The gun or whistle, maybe in this scenario, will sound, and they will be away and racing, sitting comfortably behind our motorbike for the first 3 laps of the race. Devon on the motorbike will pull off into the front straight with 3 laps to go. Often a lot of looking around, seeing what's happening. Hopefully we'll see some early attacks and some good displays of strength from our up-and-coming riders.
Very, very good. So 5 riders lined up. We've got 3 riders from Auckland Grammar School. Alex is in the commentary box complaining that I ate half of his pain au chocolat, but I actually bought it for him on the way here, so he can't complain. Anyway, back to racing. As I was saying, 3 riders from Auckland Grammar have made their way down, and they're in this heat together, so maybe we won't see much progression, unfortunately, depending on who goes through. So 6 laps been added to the lap board. Like Alex said, they'll do 3 behind the bike, just coasting them up to speed, and then the bike will pull off, and then they'll be racing. You'll see a lot of head movement, a lot of looking back, making sure you know what's going on with the other riders. It's a very tactical game.
We have the all clear now. Devon is set off from the back straight, coming through to the apex now. We'll have our holders alerting our riders. And here's the whistle. Off they go, sitting comfortably behind the motorbike. Riders already looking around to see who their competition is, whose wheel they need to watch, whose wheel they should be sitting in behind.
Slotted in nicely into their respective positions there.
Getting in tight behind that motorbike is very, very helpful for some of these riders. 3 laps, followed by 3 laps of hard sprinting. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it can take a lot out of you if you do too much work. So sitting in behind that motorbike, getting that draft, getting the easy run will be very beneficial in the long run.
Yeah, you see sometimes maybe the riders in wheel 3 or 4, they'll just like open up a little gap, play a little bit of cat and mouse, maybe get a bit of run at the wheel. We don't actually have names or numbers as to who's in which position, but maybe we can make out when they come around this next lap. Right, so they've got 4 laps. They've got 1 more behind the bike, and then it's go time.
You can see the pace gradually start to increase. Gap starting to open up a little bit. Looks like some movement from our rider number 9.
Thomas Grady.
Sitting into a very nice position.
Just moving up a little bit, which is legal. If the gap has been opened, you are allowed to take it if someone is given the position up. And now Devon pulls off.
Bike pulls off and we are away and racing. Another move from our young Auckland Grammar rider, going nice and high.
Rider number 1 there, Oliver Patterson. Going high, going early.
Starting the sprint early, very good.
He's opened up quite a gap there, but rider number 9 there, Thomas Grady, he looks like he's going to do the brunt of the work trying to get this rider back, and then just sitting in his slip, rider number 3 there.
Appears to be a very
Darcy
spot-on replay of the previous national championships, the Elite Karen final. Rider from Tasman jumped right from the gun. Coming in with 1 lap to go. It looks like the lead is pretty comfy. Elbows out. Here comes our rider that initiated the first move, tucking in with the fern on his back.
They're going to have to do quite a lot to get that gap back, but
does seem to be closing. Here comes our young female athlete coming over the top.
Darcy Seath coming around the top.
Pop? She's going to make it over
Very
into
impressive
second place.
on doing the long way round. Looks like she's going to pop up for second.
Very good.
Rider number 1 there, Oliver Patterson. Maybe he is related to that up-and-coming sprint GB rider. With a performance like that, I won't be surprised.
Through at the pursuit line and sat up before the race had even finished.
How's that
Display
for a
of
flex?
dominance.
Big flex. Very impressive ride from everyone there. So first is Oliver Patterson, second Darcy Seath, and third Thomas Grady. Missing out, unfortunately, there is Noah Luxmore and Ben Pratt, respectively, in 4th and 5th.
So progression with Karens, depending on the heats, is usually the top 3. It always pays to double check with the comms, double check with your team manager what the progression is, as if there are multiple riders, the progression could be 2 riders, it could be 1, it could be 4. So it always pays to double check.
Yeah, it looks like we've got 5 heats for B grade, so 5 heats in 2 rounds. You can do the maths for that. I'm guessing 1 rider from each one will go through. If they've got 5, maybe 2.
Probably 2.
Probably 2. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. But off to a great start with racing so far tonight. 2 very, very entertaining races so far.
We've got what appears to be a Canadian national champs jersey up the top on the front straight. I could be wrong. Very, very similar design if that is a mistake on my part.
It does look very similar. It also looks similar to some of the Canadian Lidl Trek national champs kits that I've seen on the road in the World Tour.
It's definitely red, and red is fast.
Yes, that's true.
And the bike is away. Devon seems to be loving his recent motorbike accreditation. You'll see him fanging around at the track every now and then, pretending he's warming the tyres up. He's actually just having fun. Coming through into the front straight, whistle blows, and off we go.
Good little push there from the supporters. That's always handy. All right, in this race, we've got rider number 10, Jackson Hoggets. Rider number 13, Mason Hawkins. Alex has just winced at my pronunciation. Maybe you can take over for that then.
Nope, I'm even worse.
Harley Broadbent.
Seth Campbell, Ainsley Brockett. Gaps don't seem to be opening up as much as they were in our previous race.
St. Peter's rider there in number 2 position.
Got a big grin on his face. That's what we like to see.
Just loving it. Mason Hawkins,
What
rider
appears to
number
be
13.
an early move from the back, starting to maybe think about pushing over. He's tickling that back wheel a little bit.
Now one more lap behind the motorbike.
Here's a gap starting to open up off of our first wheel. Our second wheel, traditionally you will see a gap start to form in higher events as athletes run at the wheel and push over as the bike is brought up to speed. I assume Devon will bring it in 45, 50k an hour as he pulls off this time into the home straight and away in racing now. Head on a swivel from our first rider, very good visuals. Looks like the move is going to be initiated
Seth
by
Campbell there, rider number 17, right from the back. Oh, he's just gone straight to the front. No hesitation whatsoever.
followed shortly by
Another rider there has come also from near the back, followed him round.
So that is
Ainsley Brockett. Then rider number 16, Harley Broadbent, closing that gap to the 3 of them up the front there.
Here we go, coming into our bell lap now, nice and stretched out. And there's the bell. Another second excel from rider
Big
number 86,
acceleration
Ainsley.
there from
Powers
Ainsley.
over through the apex, drops onto the front. See you later.
He's going to get nice and aero around the back straight, going into the final 2 corners.
And look at that, post up already, mate. You've done a good job.
Very impressive ride there.
Round of
Big
applause coming in.
sprint there.
Number 2 and 3. Seth Campbell and Harley Broadbent.
Very, very impressive ride there from all those young riders. See that bike that Ainsley Brockett's on there? It's one of the older Avanti models, but check those wheels out. He's got the matching white wall wheels there.
Very, very cool wheels.
That's very snazzy, as Luigi would say. White walls make you stand out. Very cool.
Here we go, heat 3. Looks like we've got a Cambridge High School rider coming through. Very, very strong cycling presence at that school. That was my original high school. Helped craft me into the average rider I am today. Daniel's laughing at me. Devon Briggs is away. Cambridge High School, I wonder if Cambridge High School sessions are still run by the great John McDonnell. He is the ex-deputy principal, lived for cycling. St. Peter's rider on the front. And here we go. Good strong excel from our Cambridge High School rider. An equally matched excel from our number 6 rider, Bianca Bowden.
Everyone seems to be slotting in very nicely. Just absolutely sucking that back wheel from the bike. That was Alex taking a sip of his Coke.
I forgot my mic was on. Devon having a cheeky look in the rearview mirror there.
Just making sure the riders are safely tucked in behind the bike. It's also important for the person on the motorbike to make sure they're doing a good job of keeping everyone safe.
You see
Nice
a
and
fancy
smooth.
pair of endurance handlebars, look to be carbon fibre and P2. Young Jaden might have saved up a bit of pocket money.
Yeah, those are nice bars.
Look
I
at that
believe
shine.
Might be look bars.
Look at the glisten. Pace is starting to build much more than it has in the previous rides. Devon seems to be aware of the difference in strength between riders. He'll pull off this time.
They'll get 3 to go now.
And nice seated kick from young Blake on the front there. Followed closely by Jaden.
They're already off to a screaming start.
Faith in that high school jersey coming through. She wants that third position wheel. She wants to get that draft to try and kick over the top. Coming in with 500 metres to go. This is when the race really starts to tickle.
Run number 23 there, Blake Stevens just absolutely motoring on the front there. He's
looks like
getting
Jaden
more and more aero as he goes on.
Looks like Jaden's sitting in very comfortable. Amazing performance from Faith so far, keeping up with these seemingly stronger lads. Here comes Jaden into the Bellac. Faith follows through, can't quite get the wheel.
Big acceleration from Jaden Chang there, gone all the way around the outside.
Getting aero. Is he going to slot into those extended carbon bars?
Very, very impressive acceleration there, and he's going to take it by quite a margin. Just in one lap, opened up that gap. But then it looks like
qualifiers.
Blake Stevens in second, and then young Faith Booker. Very impressive ride from all three of those young riders as Heat 4 of these B-grade Cairns head up onto the track.
Back here with Heat 4 of our B-grade Cairns. Predominantly a St. Peter's field. You see the original blue St. Peter's kit there, a bit of a relic, very, very cool kit. Kit they were riding when I was growing up, doing Battle of the Schools, doing the national champs. Rival team. Makes me furious seeing those colours again. Looks like we've got a bit of a foot race going on in the infield. Interesting segue. Find a puddle outside, turn it into a triathlon maybe. Here comes Devon, riding round. They will get the whistle shortly. And the riders are off. Big strong herself from all riders. Looks like a entirely female field. It's amazing to see so many young females turning up and becoming our future champions. Pippa, Eva, Patricia, Sophia, and Olive Rose as our lineup. Interesting to know if our young lady in the green and white, what looks to be the original Subway kit. No, Southern Spars. So it is the original New Zealand trade kit. Interesting to see what school she comes from. It would be amazing to have a fully St. Peter's Kieran Heat.
All these riders just beautifully tucked into their respective positions. Getting nice and aero behind each of their...
Some really nice frames. Looks like a big move over the back.
Just
Not
getting
quite
ready
enough
for that
to get
acceleration.
There. Hopefully she doesn't get stuck on the outside and burn all of her matches too early. Looks like she's going to slot back in. Devon's going to pull off now. Heads on a swivel. As I was saying, very nice frames. You've got the original look for test frame. The original Rio. Might not be a Rio. Still one of the original Avanti frames. Very sought after frames. Very, very fast frames. 16-year-old frames. Still some of the fastest in the world. Here comes our young rider, number 49.
Patricia, they're just pushing over. She was extremely dominant 2 weeks ago here at these races, but it looks like some of these St. Peter's riders are going to stick it to her as they close the gap pretty quickly. They're going to get the bell when they come through the home straight now.
Big second excel.
Race.
Big second excel.
Olive Rose there, sitting on the wheel.
Olive Rose might be looking to kick over. Might be too late. Looks like we've got our champions so far. Top 2 riders will progress.
Very impressive dominant show there from Patricia Trayman.
Awesome to see our young ladies moving around the track at such velocity.
I think that finish lap will give some of the other heats a bit of a run for their money.
I think
that was
you're
fast,
right, Daniel.
very fast last 2 laps, in fact.
Unfortunately, we didn't get splits on the last lap. Ordinarily, we'll have a 200 metre split on the last lap to determine what kind of pace we're coming through. It can be very hard to gauge speed, but you would be surprised.
So Patricia Trayman winning that heat, Olive Rose coming in second, and then Eva Moon coming in third.
Moving up to our 5th and final heat of the B-grade Cairns. Might be a Ham Boys right down the bottom. Ham Boys, maybe Huntley School, a familiar kit.
Unfortunately, I'm not from around here, so I don't actually recognise most of these kits, but I can tell you who's from Auckland Grammar.
That's
right.
Daniel is from Nicaragua, so he's an exchange student that's moved in 2 months ago. He's got phenomenal English. Dan, would you like to rattle off some Nicaraguan for us?
Nah, unfortunately for the viewers at home, they wouldn't be able to understand it, but I have had lessons ever since I was 5 years old, and now moving to New Zealand, it's actually become my home away from home, to be honest. I've much enjoy the company of the Kiwis.
Very humble man indeed. Stacked up for this heat in position number 1, Max Campbell, Pippa Peacock, Zach Johnson, Mila Moore, and oh my gosh, Gabby Shootmaker. Yeah, Gabby Shootmaker.
So it looks like they're missing one of the riders up on the screen. So there's 6 riders in this heat on track.
Devon's coming through, waiting for the whistle. Little bit of contact there from our first 2 riders. Very good keeping it up and continuing to pedal. It can be a little bit intimidating when there's contact, but fear not.
It's a bit of an overlap there from some of the riders. It looks like young Payne is on the back there.
Yeah, young Lucy Payne and the
She's
white
joined.
Bay of Plenty kit, the original kit.
She's joined this race.
A surprisingly sought after kit internationally.
Yeah, it looks
white
almost
kit,
like a German kit or a maybe German flag.
The Germans.
Maybe Gabby can tell us if that's a German kit or not.
That is assuming Gabby is German. Looks German.
Let's not get ourselves into too much trouble.
Coming around, 1 more lap on the bike to go. Devon has another look in the mirror, sees everyone is sitting nice and comfortably. I expect he will start to ramp the pace up on the back straight. Nice gap there from our first rider, young Max.
Another gap there from the Auckland Grammar rider. He looks like he's going to be running at the wheel into this home straight.
There you go.
There
Nice
it is
excel,
there.
very strong excel, out the seat, staying nice and tucked, very aero, looking like Kyle La himself with that low front end. Spinning his little heart out, oh my goodness. It'll
Very
be amazing to
impressive.
see if he can keep this pace up.
Also impressive how close the gaps have with that acceleration. Everyone's still tucked in quite nicely.
Max
Young
off the
Lucy
run.
Payne now making her way around the top from all the way at the back.
It's going to have a long way to go. Might be caught too much work in the wind. Coming in with a lap to go. Max is holding strong. We'll see how Pippa and Zach come over the top. Looks like Mila is going to pop in, sit at position number 2. Max has burnt a few of his matches. He goes for a big 3rd excel. That's an entire sprint for each lap.
Looks like Zach's going to now try and come around the top. He's going to have to go a very long way. Can almost fit 2 bikes into that gap around the top.
Nice
He gets out
3rd
the saddle
excel.
for another time into the home straight. That's a very Campbell Stewart type tactic there. Just get out the saddle in the home straight right before the finish line. Very impressive ride from actually everyone there.
That was our B-grade Cairns, so our first 5 heats of the B-grade Cairns. hopefully you have a slight understanding of the race going forward. I assume the progression is top 2. I could be wrong. I could be spot on. Unfortunately, we don't have a progression sheet up here. Or names. We're having to break our necks and look at the board behind us to get names. So we do apologise if our titles are incorrect.
So it looks like the A grade riders are now getting ready at the back straight. Devon's got the bike up on the track, so they're going to go straight into the A grade races. Not too sure how many heats that we have for the A grade.
Looks like the board's yet to be updated.
But we will tell you shortly. All right, first A grade heat is underway. Devon's coming around with the bike. Going to get the whistle now. So we're going to have 5 heats again for A grade. A bit more of a stacked field this time. We've got 6 riders in each heat.
Lily and Emily Cameron, 2 sisters. Very, very promising athletes. Lily was selected for the Junior World Track Cycling Championships later on this year in August. I think has chosen to stick with rowing, which is fair enough. It is a very long way to travel. Levels above the rest of the field. Watching, managing the gap very well. Head on a swivel. Dan, I want you to count how many times she turns her head in the next 250 metres.
That's 1.
Coming in, one more lap on the bike. Another swivel there.
So we've got Layla, Lucy, Emily, Lily, Eva, and Mia.
Mia popping over the top. Eva Wyman wanted to match it. Couldn't quite get round. Looks like she's boxed. Lily Cameron making a very good move. Watching, defending that wheel of her sister. A very good tactic to hold riders high.
Done a very good job there. Just flicked out nicely, and she's going to just use that wheel that's coming over the top.
Let her over very nicely. I assume
Very
she's
well.
going to sit on, hold that gap, and then run at the wheel coming into the home straight.
Still, even though she's off the front, still looking back, making sure she knows what's going on behind her.
Nice seated excel coming through the straight. She knows when to pass. Passing through the straight on this track is very, very important so you don't get caught on the apex. Flying away from the rest of the field. Very powerful young lady. Into the bell. Burying the head. Here we go. Keeping the elbows in even. Followed by her younger sister
Emily
coming
Cameron.
in, taking it over. Looks like Mia might get pipped by Eva over the line. We never know. Looks like it's going to be our 2 Cameron sisters coming over, sitting up on the drops. How about that? Very. Looks like Eva Wyman's going to pop over for 3rd quali. Our 2 Cameron sisters followed by Eva Wyman.
Very
exciting
impressive
race.
ride there from all of those riders. Big, bold move from, I think it was it Mia Pepper going early in that race?
It was Mia going over the top. Lily, knowing that she could sit on the wheel, letting her over the top. Oftentimes riders will decide in the split second whether they want to defend the wheel or let the rider suffer on the outside.
So
defending
just
the wheel, as in letting them pop over and sticking on their wheel.
Just seen that Eva Weinman did end up just coming around Mia Pepper right at the end there. A bit of a bike throw there just to secure the victory, but very impressive ride.
We love a bike throw. Someone to look out for here is young Martai Reid. Young Martai is a very promising sprinter. Sitting on the Look Vitesse 895. Gorgeous frame. Very gorgeous frame. A French frame. Manufactured very well on paper. Mechanically, not fun to work on. Nathan Bunn is one of our elite riders, actually. He raced Tour of Southern, maybe? Yep, Dan's giving me the nod of approval. Sitting in second place, Logan Dixon, James Fernan giving his legs a big slap. Big sprinter vibes. Fletcher Hamilton, another one to look out for. Bradley Bigham. Devon's off. Interesting how 4 of our riders are stacked up very tight and our 2 top riders are giving some space. Here we go, and away they go. Good triple extension out the start there from Martai. Very promising young sprinter. Nathan sitting in. He's ridden countless Cairns. He knows what to do. Looks like the gearing is restricted. Otherwise, Nathan will be chugging along in a 120. Logan sitting in nice and aero. Not much looking around going on. Martai tucked in on what looked to be the WXR handlebars. I could be mistaken. The new rules with the handlebars are going to put a dent in a lot of our pockets, unfortunately, with the width restrictions. Coming in to our final lap with Devon on the front. Slight surge in pace there at the back. Looks like Fletcher's trying to hop over the top there. He's thinking about it, I can tell by the way he's moving his head. Not much visuals going on. For all Martai knows, there could be someone right on top of him and he's missed it. Good surge up the front from Martai though. As I was saying, very promising young sprinter from Cambridge High School, representing the Te Aomori colours. Out of the sprinters lane, so the lane is anyone's to take. If there was someone underneath him, could have popped under. Rookie mistake. Here comes Fletcher, as I was saying, wanting to wind up. Young boy from Auckland, James, I believe, kicks over. How's Martai going to react? Has he seen it happen? Coming in with a lap to go. Big accel over front from our
Big
Auckland
acceleration.
CMC rider. Fletcher's going to follow. Martai trying to stick on Nathan's wheel. Getting a bit rolled over. Cambridge High School rider coming 3 wide. But our winner is going to be...
Oh, very close right at the end there.
Young lad from CMC. Might have some emerging talent representing the look frames yet again. So I believe that was James, Nathan and Fletcher? Maybe Martai? I'm not actually
I think
entirely
Martai
sure.
there in third place. But James Ferron, he's one of the Auckland Grammar boys who's recently moved up into the senior category. So he is now, I'm going to say, year 11 at school or year 12.
A lot of fancy bikes there. The bike that Fletcher's riding, I think, was developed for Keirin Racing. Might be a Japanese frame. I could be entirely wrong, but the geometry looks similar to some of the early Bridgestone designs.
Looks like they still haven't quite got a result for us there in that last race.
Photo finish. How good.
Must be very tight for them not to have a verdict on it yet. Right, who do we have lining up in this one, Alex?
Looks like a young David Kwan on the front. Unfortunately not. Haven't quite got the numbers yet. Yeah, looks like our results from the previous race have just disappeared. Sick. All right, Ethan Pepper on the
Nathan Bunn
front.
took it out and James in second.
All right, Ethan Pepper on the front. Angus Dixon, Leo Henderson. Oh, I'm going to butcher this. Kentaro Tajima. Casper Luang and Lucas Bell. Might be having some troubles with foot positioning from rider number 4 in the TA colours. Looks like we're all good. Got the thumbs up from Dan. Bike is away. It'd be interesting to have a microphone trackside just to hear how our holders are alerting each rider. Each rider has preferences as to how they want to be told. Could be the corner, could be the straight, could be the apex. Good start, very endurance style start from our rider 1. Looks to be an ex or current road rider based on the way he's moving his bike around, young Ethan.
Ethan from Auckland. He is an endurance rider. A lot of these fellas will be endurance riders, but taking it on the Karen Knight.
Bring him to the dark side.
No.
Actually have fun when you're racing.
No. If you enjoy racing but not riding your bike, then sprint is the way to go for you.
Daniel rides 10.5, that's why. Final lap on the front for our motorbike. Young St. Peter's rider, Casper looking around, making sure he's not getting swamped by our P6.
Last.
Can be a tricky place to be in a Karen. A long way to come from the back. Paces kicked off the front, Angus and Ethan.
Just lapped off there from
Interesting
Ethan Pepper.
move. Maybe
Is that legal,
coaching
just lapping
instructions.
off?
It's legal. It's questionable and
It's dangerous. It could be dangerous,
could be dangerous.
depending on. But now he's just decided to come all the way from the back.
Could be coaching instructions. Quite a tight line through there. Young Cambridge High School rider coming over the front. Wow, very big pace increase. Looks like our two local riders know the track very well. Good power through there.
Kentaro Tajima going hard there, sitting in the
Casper
Cambridge High
looks like he's
School.
going to hold him off. He's got caught through the apex. Will he come around the straight? Doesn't look like it.
Oh, very impressive ride
Very
there.
good. Third place.
Leo
will go.
Henderson taking that one out. Then Kentaro Tajima in third place.
Angus Dixon.
Goes to
Dickinson.
Angus Dixon.
Very good.
Very impressive ride from everyone. It'll be interesting to ask him later on tonight what his tactics were there from Ethan Pepper, but I'm sure there'll be a method to the madness. Maybe his coach told him to see if he could make it all the way round from the back.
Haven't quite topped the performance from our Cameron sisters thus far. Very impressive ride from the two of them.
Some would maybe say collusion.
Not
Collusion, collusion without colluding.
quite. Collusion or competitive sibling nature?
Maybe so. Maybe dominance, dominance sibling display. Heat number 4 now heading up onto the track. Remy Dalton, Hunter Dalton. So maybe we might see another sibling duo go crazy in this one.
Might see some elbows from Hunter trying to push his younger brother around.
I think it
More
might
likely elbows from Remy trying to push his older brother around.
So Remy looks like he's going to rock. He's going in position 1. I think Hunter's going to be right next to him on the start line. This is going to be very interesting.
Very
They're
interesting.
coming up on your screens. Those
Jonah
riders
Waters
in
in
first and second are the two brothers. So if you do see some fisticuffs and elbows thrown from those two, it's because this is bragging rights for these two boys.
Jonah Waters, Monty Bassett, Johnny and Merrick coming in to top us off. Devon will be waiting for our previous heat to get off the track so we can pop round. Daniel's making sure everyone's all good. Checking the straps, checking the cleat locks. Make sure our future sprinters don't put all that power to waste. Being given the all clear. Here comes Devon popping off.
That rider in third position there, Jonah Walters. He actually has a YouTube channel that a lot of us endurance boys follow very heavily, Jonah the Dropped. If you have some time, check him out. Definitely hit him with a subscribe.
Seated excel from Hunter to begin with. Hunter's put his hand up. Oh no.
He's either unclipped or pulled a wheel or maybe got a flat, but
Maybe
something's
he's scared.
happened.
Maybe he's intimidated from Remy.
I think he's scared.
Big Rem dog.
I think he didn't want to lose to his younger brother. Oh, he's got a flat. I think he's let the pressure down before the race started, so he didn't have to race his younger brother. Remy was selected for the Junior Worlds, if I'm correct, later
Here we go.
on
The
this
race
year.
has been called. Hunter has put his hand up for a mechanical. Because the mechanical happened within the first half lap of the event, the race will be restarted. Officially, it should have been called off right as he put his hand up. Those are just the standard UCI rules. Devon's going to fang it around.
Looks like
Brum,
I
brum,
think they
pop,
might
pop.
going to do a wheel change here.
Let's see. Let's get our stopwatch going.
Oh,
Our
yeah,
CNZ
very good.
mechanics have competitions every now and then to see how quickly they can change wheels.
Stopwatch has started, but now we've got handyman Dan.
I think
He's
our
got the Allen key and
quickest
the wheel spanner out. Going to change this. I think it's just a pulled wheel because it doesn't look like they've got another wheel handy. I think he's just pulled the wheel, so it wasn't tightened up very well.
Too many watts from Hunter. Too many watts.
It was that seated Excel. Just too much torque going through the rear wheel there. So the
Speaking of torque, he's having a good yarn to Devon on the bike right now. Our quickest wheel change from our CNZ staff might be close to the 30-second mark. We've passed that now. Dan has stopped at 38. That's not too bad at all. That rivals some of the times from our professional employed mechanics at Cycling New Zealand.
He didn't have to change a wheel.
He's trying to put on a show, mate. Come on. Lining up again.
I think
Hunter.
next week we should actually get some of the volunteers to see if they can do a wheel changing comp.
I think next week we should race.
We're not allowed to do Battle of the Schools. Because you dropped out.
Look who's talking. I actually graduated with excellence in all subjects.
That is
Dan
definitely
dropped out when
false.
he was 15 to go and cut sawdust into blocks.
No, it was to move to a better country, all right?
Yeah. Because Dan actually came from Czechoslovakia. Very good English tutor that has moved over and helped him.
Right, so it looks like Devon has been the all clear to restart the race, so
Awesome.
he's going to ride round the bank now to pick the riders up. Once again, he's got out of the saddle this time.
Very good. There's a lot of riding around the bank in this sport. Daniel just mentioned that Devon is riding around the bank. Majority of the sport is riding around the bank, so it is very good that he pointed that out to everyone watching from home. Remy and Hunter still staying on the front. Hunter's gone up on his hoods. Interesting tactic. Usually the hoods are used to keep aero, but Hunter seems to be stiff, bolt upright like a plank. Interesting.
Hunter has a very unique riding style. He does quite enjoy a short setup on the bunch bike on the track.
One hand on the hood, one hand on the drop. Interesting.
A lot of the endurance riders will use that tactic in a Madison when they're trying to look around while they're up the top to try to find their partner. They'll have their inside hand on the drops and the outside hand on the hoods just to get a bit more rotation to the upper body to see what's going on in the infield. But Remy just sucking that back wheel of Devon there, getting really close to it.
One more lap to
Maximum gains.
go. Merrick Anderson on the back looking aero. He might be looking to excel over the top. Looks like he's been beaten to the roll by Johnny.
Remy
no,
Dalton
not
now
quite.
just sitting pretty there on the front. He's just going to keep that pace high.
Here comes Johnny now. He's popped over. Big seated kick through there. Popping over the top. Hunter's watching him. Interesting that he's not quite contesting. Maybe he missed out. Maybe he doesn't quite
He's just going
understand.
to hold him there on the hip there, make sure he has to go the long way around. He's going to open up a little gap so he can run at the wheel of Remy Dalton there.
Remy leading this out very, very well. Very strong rider. Here come the brothers over the top. Hunter's going to try and pop over. Looks like he's actually going to put some effort in, trying to chase his younger brother. He's been sitting in the draft. He's doing it as well.
And now trying to make that kick around the outside, but I think
Remy's
Remy's
gonna
got
take
this
it.
there.
Phenomenal performance from Remy.
Impressive leg speed there from the younger rider.
Looks like Hunter's walking home tonight. Third place will be picked up by number 58.
Number 59, that is.
59?
That's Monty.
Sorry, Monty. There we go. How good.
So,
Dalton
younger brother putting in an impressive shift.
Remy's ego is going to be a bit bigger than his gear after that. On the drive home, I assume.
Yep, for sure. I'm surprised there was no post up from Remy there, beating his brother. That's something Marshall would have done. Big post up celebration.
Josh Reeve posting up a lap early in the elimination at the Australasian Champs.
Oh.
And still securing the dub.
Still winning. Very, very impressive.
Very good. Foolish, very foolish. And the GB kit on the front, Carter Payne. And interesting to see a world-class kit. Some of the fastest kits in the world, actually. The Lloyd's kit from GB.
Some of, because
not quite topping
1868. Dave from 1868 doing an incredible job at keeping the Kiwis fast.
Looks like our top heat tonight Heat number 5. Carter Payne, James Turnbull, Sterling Crackman, Thomas Still, Trent Mason, and Rylan Vanderloo. Sounds like a bit of Dutch there. The Dutchies are phenomenal Kieran riders. Interesting to see if he's got some of that Kieran spirit coursing through his veins.
Devon gets the go-ahead, even though we've still got the previous heat on the track.
Fair enough. They can look out for themselves, they're big boys.
I think they've taken an extra victory lap there.
Sterling Crackman representing the Smith Bunch Arrowhead. Very, very good helmet. Very ahead of its time as well. Carter seems to pull out. Whistle is blowing.
That's two races in a row that we've had mechanicals. He's actually not too sure what it is.
Carter doesn't have a sibling in this race, so interesting to see what his excuse will be.
Yeah.
Once again, maybe too many watts.
Too many watts? Is that legit? It doesn't look like anything's wrong with it. Ooh, commissaires have come over.
Maybe he's got a tummy ache. Playing around with his rear triangle there, looking at his wheel. On the Shimals, phenomenal wheels. Very, very stiff. Very, very good bearings.
We've just got confirmation. I think it's due to the GB skin suit. I think Brexit has kicked him out of the race. So he will not be able to continue with this.
Unfortunately for young Carter, Brexit does mean Brexit.
Brexit does mean Brexit, so... Oh no, maybe he has that mechanical. Yep, there's Dan.
Here comes Dan. Time to beat for Dan is 38.88 seconds.
Stopwatch is back out. Let's see if he can get this wheel on faster than he did the last one. Chain tension, tighten it up. So it looks like another pulled wheel.
These Argons have tensioning bolts that sometimes lock up. So you could have the impression that your bolts are bang up against your wheel, but as a matter of fact, they are not. It always pays to double check on these early Argon frames.
It looks like we've got another question here from one of the riders, rider number 91.
Looks like we've got a race.
Trent Mason. Oh, he's also questioning, is my wheel alright? Seeing as the mechanic's out here, I'm going to have a double check and maybe a service on my bike.
Looks like he's trying to get that Gold Elite service.
The Gold Elite service, yes.
Well, be upsold.
Speaking of, we may as well give him some free promo. Dan, who's doing the wheel now, like Alex mentioned earlier, runs the bike shop in the foyer next to the bakery. Try say that 5 times as fast as you can.
Bakery.
Nice.
I got 4.
Anyway, as I was saying, he runs the bike shop down there. So if you're looking to buy a new track bike, maybe a road bike, or maybe just get some of your kit serviced, or buy some new riding kit, some chamois.
Carter seems to have popped off again. Dan took a little bit longer. Minute 3 seconds to do the wheel there.
And I think that's just quality over quantity there from Dan.
Or a much more serious issue.
Carter's getting up to speed. He's making sure he gets around the track in time. So this might actually put in a bit of a delay onto our next C-grade race, but for everyone at home, the standing 250, that's going to be interesting to watch. Whether they do that individually or they just have everyone on the track to do one lap, I'm not too sure. Hopefully not, because that would be chaos, but they could be good lessons to learn in that.
Wondering if the standing 250s are held starts or gate starts. And
I'm sure they'll do held starts, but
big to differ. Big to differ.
Hopefully we can see some gate action.
It's through the A grade.
They're not doing it. They're doing Kieran's.
No, I was joking, guys. Unfortunately, I can't actually read, so...
His English tutor wasn't as good as mine. Alex is actually from Cambodia, so...
Yeah.
Right, go ahead finally again for the final heat of the A-grade Kieran's. Carter Payne on the front, then James Turnbull, then Sterling Crackman, then Thomas Still, Trent Mason, and then Ryan Vanderloo.
Looks like we're off to a good start.
Good strong start from all these riders.
As I was saying, Rylan with that Dutch power.
Sterling Crackman, also a nice little start from him.
Sterling Crackman's just come back from the Australasian Champs, the YSD Carnival in Malaysia. Buzzed his hair, as you do. Very, very hot over there. Me and one of my fellow teammates did the exact same thing, and it made life a whole lot easier. Dan, how was your experience in Malaysia?
It was amazing. I enjoyed Malaysia when we went there as juniors. Alex and I raced the same year when we went over.
Looks like a move from Rylan over the top. Sterling looking at Rylan, not seeming to pay much attention to what's happening in front of him.
Quite a bit of commotion going on there in the back, but Carter Payne just head down, sitting on the wheel of the bike.
Carter is already such a phenomenal bike handler, sticking like glue to that wheel. Couldn't slip a coin between that gap.
That cadence coming very naturally to some of these riders, Carter being one of them.
The gap's closed up. All that work from Rylan seems to have paid off. He's moved from no man's land up into 4th position. Needs to be watching for our rider in number 5, though. A little bit of a flick there.
See rider 1 and 2, James and Carter, both head on the swivel, both constantly looking around, making sure they know what's going on.
Bit of contact there from Sterling and Rylan. That's what we like to see. Big excel from James Turnbull, matched
Out the
equally by
saddle.
Carter.
Carter's just going to hold him there on the hip, make
Sterling-
him go the long way round.
Sterling might
Sterling's
have put
going to...
himself in a bad position here. Looks like he's going
Looks
to
like
get
James
boxed.
is just falling behind a little bit there.
Not
Can't
quite.
quite handle the pace of some of these.
Carter Payne. Looks
Carter
like a grown man, but he's actually very young. Is he first year under 17?
Wrestling yeah, I think so. And
There you
they're
go.
both thrown for the pursuit line, interestingly enough, and both set up. But it is, as you see it, Carter Payne taking the dub out there, and then Sterling Crackman coming second.
Rylan.
Did we get
getting
Rylan?
3rd place.
Oh, impressive ride there, coming all the way from the back. So that bit of jostling for position behind the bike, all legal, is definitely worth it.
Good show of tactics and racing awareness from Rylan. Interesting to see if he has pulled a bit of a fluke, if he's got some good coaching, or if he just loves watching the Kerins.
Also, bit of props to young James Turnbull.
James, I was
Just
about to
giving
say.
it beans from the start. Maybe not quite having the horsepower to back it up, but just full bunger from the start.
Kerins are everyone's
Very
race.
impressive.
Mate. Kerins are everyone's race.
Apart from yours.
Everyone's race, in a sense, as you could draw in a very good position, you could draw in a very bad position, you get boxed, you could get an awesome wheel. No way of controlling a Karen, so they are everyone's race. Awesome to see our Karen riders progressing through the evening.
Right, what do we have up next with these C graders? Is it the standing one?
It is the standing 250, one whole lap of the velodrome.
Looks like they got a rider on each of the straights being held. And they're going to go 1v1, which is, this is going to be fun to watch.
Okay, let's go. And it's lights out and away we go. Here we have our first heat of the C grade, standing 250 meter laps. Our young ladies, Millie and Anika. I expect to see these two ladies at the upcoming Battle of the Schools event. Quite a close race. Looks to be about a wheel length in between them. It looks like our front straight rider, young Millie, will take it with a time of 32.829.
How close was that at the end? Bike throw could have done it.
Bike throw could have done it. It's actually faster to not throw your bike in timed events. Complete opposite when you are racing. The bike throw means everything when you are stacked up with 3 people. But riding and powering through the line is proven time and time again to be a much faster way in timed events.
Very interesting.
Seems counterintuitive, I know.
Well, you see a lot of the high-level athletes, they'll just make sure their position is locked in straight all the way through the line, powering straight through the finish line. So obviously they know something more than the average Joe does. So thank you, Alex.
You're welcome, Daniel, my friend from Guatemala.
Alex once again proving to be a wealth of knowledge.
Clock is on. 10 seconds to go. Tay, could you please turn that lap board? And it looks like a bit of a lead start from our back straight team. Interesting to see whether that will get called or not.
Doesn't seem like it has
Doesn't
been.
look like it. So we've got
Front straight rider still out the saddle.
Melita Gibson and Ashley Price.
Oh, it's very
That's
close.
very good riding thus far.
Our front straight rider is just powering into the last corner.
Both of our athletes taking very high lines. It's going to be close, and it looks like our back straight rider will take it. 31.058, our fastest time today, goes to young Ashley.
So back straight so far is undefeated. We're only 2 races in. Alex is just completely, his burger has fallen apart. I'm going to mute him so you don't have to listen to a meeting. Right. Third heat now lining up. One of our St. Peter's riders on the front straight versus, it looks like young Lucy Payne.
I'm back.
Thanks for that, Alex.
Countdown starts 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and away we go. Good start from Lola on the front straight. Lucy started in the seat but has gotten out. As I was saying earlier, it is very impressive for our younger athletes to have the confidence to stay out of the seat through the bend and the apex. Can be very, very intimidating. So awesome show of skills through there. Looks like Lucy Payne's going to take over quite comfortably. Congratulations, Lucy. 38 seconds. Slots her into first place.
Average of 38 kilometers an hour, 23 seconds, with young Lola 26 seconds, average of 34 kilometers an hour. So these riders are going very rapid. You're not even allowed to drive your car through a school zone that quick, so just to put into perspective of how fast these young riders are going.
And away we go. Molly Hawkins and Amy Holdsworth. Looks to be quite a tight race this far.
Good strong start from both of them. Amy Hawkins seems to be spinning on a very small gear. But it's done her very well.
Very good ride. Very good ride from Amy.
And she'll jump up into that second fastest time so far tonight. Molly also running it up with a very impressive time. She'll jump up into third.
Shout out to some of our athletes coming in, tuning in from all over the country. Young Ollie Keast, who is another Junior Worlds rider, parked up in Canterbury right now, suffering in the snow, but some warmth from our joyous commentating for his evening. Hopefully will brighten his day. Ollie's off to the Junior Worlds. Might have a GoFundMe link. Unfortunately, the trip is fully self-funded, so athletes are needing to fundraise. Sausage sizzles, bake sales, quiz nights, you name it. Or just a simple GoFundMe. So, young Keisty might have some online donation set up. Go and give him a hand, eh? Represent our boys in the Fern. Countdown from 5. And away we go. Good excel from our front straight rider. Very good triple extension for a young girl. Very, very good. Comes a lot later in life when you progress with the sport. But it looks like it is a natural start.
They're
Very close.
absolutely neck and neck
Very,
so
very
far.
close.
They have posted literally the exact same time in that first half lap.
Natalie and Jessica, maybe we will see
Very close
Natalie come
finish.
through.
Big smile on the face there from rider number
Oh, good.
84, Jessica Hawkins. Very
Very
impressive
nice.
ride from both of them. They'll jump into 6th and 8th. Both averaging over 30 kilometers an hour. That was Natalie Nash from the back straight that took that heat out. She was the rider in the fluoro. Very good to see some fluoro colors. Especially if you're going to be riding out on the road, make sure you're seen.
You can see her coming.
Always,
Seen as safe.
yes, 100%. It's always important to be seen out on the road because the cars are not looking for you. So make sure you're doing everything you can. Put on 3 lights if you have to. A nice trick I like to do is put a flashing light on the back of my helmet. So it makes you even more visible.
It's an old Scandinavian trick that Daniel learnt from his hometown. He has recently just moved over from Scandinavia. He's doing very well, picking up the native language. Clock's on, 10 seconds to go.
Great start there from both front and back straight riders. Good triple extension there from rider number 11.
Riding on the Avanti hire bikes, as I was
Isabel
saying.
Stevens versus Piper Jones.
As I was saying, those Avanti hire bikes started almost everyone I know come down to the Velodrome, book in for a have a go session, get fitted on one of those bikes, and the rest is history. Very, very, very good time from Isabel Stevens. Unfortunately, Piper has been bested here. Still a very nice ride. Not too much in it. Not too much in it at all. 33.5 versus 33.8.
So that was heat number 6 of 9. So we've got 3 more heats, if my maths is correct. As mentioned earlier by my Australian friend Alex, I did not finish high school, so if I do get anything wrong to do with maths, then I apologize in advance. But now heat number 7 coming up onto the track. It is Francis versus Leo. Rider number 95 there, Leo. I reckon he's going to go fast with that number. I remember my first time riding with Lightning McQueen's number. I came second, but it was close.
Best of luck for Francis. Daniel will be keeping Francis close to home, as Daniel is from the country of France.
Great start there from both riders. Another neon helmet, matching with the neon shoes from our home straight rider Francis there. Still out the saddle on the bank. Like Alex said, it's pretty impressive for these young riders to be out the saddle in the corners. It's very technically difficult, but it looks like Francis has taken an early lead. And he's going to take this race.
There you
He'll
go.
go 5th fastest
How is
overall.
that, Francis?
And Leo will come in a time of 30 seconds flat. How hard is it to go to accelerate from a standing start, Alex, as a sprinter?
It is very dependent on gear. It is very dependent on whether you're being held or when you are in a gate. There is a lot of potential and kinetic energy that you can use off the gate. It's like pushing yourself off a wall when you're running in comparison to standing on your own. Oftentimes, held starts are on much bigger gears than gate starts. Gate starters, unless you're in an individual pursuit, team pursuit, or kilo, gate starters for sprint, which is what this event is, the 250-meter sprint, will often be on very, very small gears. Very, very strong, but very good cadence riders. A lot of the speed for our 250-meter start laps are delivered in the back end, making it easier for our second riders to come through and carry that speed as fast as they can. Good, strong start from our backstraight rider.
Yeah, looks like a early lead there. He's throwing the bike nicely. Both riders, though, getting settled in.
Very stable on the bars. Very, very stable. Taking a bit of a high line, but nonetheless very locked in. Slight excel out the seat there. We'll take it. No.
He's going to go 7th fastest for the night with our front straight rider. Not quite up in the pace as Blake Malcolmson, but both riders putting in a big effort there. Matthias taking that one out from heat number 8. Final heat. It is an Auckland Grammar showdown in the final heat. So both of these riders from Auckland Grammar School. I actually went to Auckland Grammar. Very nice institution.
That was right after Dan flew over from Trinidad and Tobago. So Auckland Grammar taking him in. Very, very kind, good school. The local grammar school for the Auckland boys. Very appreciative.
There's oftentimes a lot of wars going on between Takapuna Grammar, Auckland Grammar and Mount Albert Grammar, but Auckland Grammar is the place to be. If you're tuning in from Auckland, send your sons to Auckland Grammar. Don't send your daughters there because unfortunately they will be turned away because it is an all-boys school. But both riders now coming up the gate very smooth.
A front straight rider coming off very fast. Picking up almost on the same straight. Look at the dominance here.
Wow, very impressive.
Looks like it's going to be a very, very good time.
Coming in.
Will we break the 30? Looks like we will.
Oh, and he's
Second
gone onto
place.
the grey.
How good.
Maybe a bit eager to get into the infield there. Very impressive final heat coming into 2nd place there. Young Kavindu from Auckland Grammar School. Averaging 36.67 kilometres an hour. 6'7". I'm just trying to keep up with the kids, you know.
I want to be as funny as you when I grow up, Daniel.
I'm cool. Like, what the kids say, you know? What are the kids saying these days?
Daniel's a bit lacking with the current trends.
Yeah.
Lacking with the current trends.
As some of the kids at home would say, we're just two unks in the commentary booth.
Home for Daniel is the mountain ranges of Peru. So it's very great to have him here. Is there a national cycling team where you're from, Daniel?
Unfortunately not. But we do have a very, very dominant
underwater hockey team,
distance running team. No, unfortunately underwater hockey does not come natural to us in Peru, but the distance running team is very strong, and they actually qualified for the Olympics last cycle, and they qualified 5th.
Looks like we're moving into our 2nd round of the Cairns, our B grade Cairns. Round 2, interesting to see what the progression was. I assume it was top 3 progression. Ben Pratt, Mason Hawkins, David Kelly, Lucy Payne, Sophia Moon and Max Campbell. Hopefully everyone has got the gist of the Cairns. Max Campbell, very cool to see him progressing. An incredible display of endurance with his cadence at such a high rate. Very strong, very promising future athlete. Hopefully he is partaking at the Battle of the Schools, because it would be a shame to see him not riding.
I am not too sure what they have done with the progressions or how many heats they're going to do. They haven't quite told us how many heats will be in this second round. I'm assuming everyone will be doing a second race.
I take it 4 heats
I think there
coming
were
into an A final and a B final.
a SPI final,
SPI
yeah, I
final,
think so. Yeah.
Nike SBs.
In the
Devon
Kieran.
almost collecting young Ben from the back. Not good. Probably needing to come through with a bit more pace.
Just young Ben there.
Some riders holding up.
creeping
Looks like
onto
we're going
the
to have, as I was speaking of earlier, looks like we're going to have our tussle for positions.
Yeah, big shape up there from Lucy Payne has gone from wheel 4 all the way up to fighting for wheel 2. She doesn't look like she's letting that rider in.
Devon's awareness on the bike seems to be lacking a little bit. Should have bled the pace up a touch. Unfortunately, affecting how the race will play out as the athletes have now changed from their respective positions.
Maybe he's just going to try and ramp it up. Bit of a close call there from that opening few seconds of this race, but he's going to get one more lap round with everyone on the wheel, so he's just going to, I think they've been given 4 laps then because of that.
Lucy Payne looking around, head on a swivel. 4 laps is interesting you say. Kieran's used to be an 8-lap event.
Was it 4 behind the bike and 2 racing, no?
I believe it was
No, that's
5 behind the bike.
5 and 3.
Racing, yeah.
Yeah, 5 plus 3 is 8.
Just had to do some finger counting to make sure that was 8. Big excel off the front by Ben, followed by Lucy. Is Lucy going to sit in, or is she going to try and push over and use some of that length that seems to run in the family? Looks like she's sitting in comfortably. Doesn't seem to be putting a whole lot of thought into getting over. Sat in quite comfortably.
Max Campbell there just powering from wheel 1. But it looks like rider number 26 there, David Kelly, has just from that second group on the track there moved over. You can't quite
Coming
see
into the
them on
bell,
the
lapping off, giving the ride to Lucy.
Oh, very interesting tactics there. I
maybe.
think he's just
He's looking
head
for
on
the match
swivel
sprint.
there for Lucy.
He may be looking for the match sprint tactics, trying to give himself a wheel to run at. Or
Looks like
there
he's
could
just-
have been some confusion. Looks like our winner for this heat is going to be Lucy Payne, followed by Ben.
Very impressive ride there from both riders. Lucy just knowing how the race would pan out, bit of tactics there and experience. And third place will go to young David Kelly, rider number 26. Very interesting tactics. I think Alex being raised in the traditional sense of a Kieran. Alex spent a lot of time in his youth in Japan, around the Izu region of Japan, learning Kierans from some of the greatest Kieran races of all time are from Japan. Very traditional race. A lot of sports betting goes on in that country. It is their main sport, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm very grateful that my my father, Kaya Ota, was able to teach me the ropes. Very respectful man.
You'll see him on the big screen in the World Champs. He's very, very dominant Japanese sprinter currently.
Heat 2 of our B grade second round Kierans. Noah Luxmore, Jackson Hoggett, Bianca Bowden, Pippa Brown, and Gabby Schumacher. Is it Schumacher?
I
Like
believe we've got confirmation that Gabby actually is a relative of the great Formula One driver Michael Schumacher. I believe 5-time world champion Formula One driver.
Not to mention her father's world championships. Gabby being 5-time world champion at such a young age around the Formula One circuit is very impressive. Here comes Devon Briggs coming into the home straight.
See if he can get this right this time. Very beautiful there from Devon, going back to being calm and collected as always.
Bit more on top of the pace now. That brake light is flashing. Interesting.
Noah Luxmore there from Auckland Grammar at the back. So I don't think the names have been given are in the respective orders that they've been drawn from the infield.
We do apologise if we have mistaken or butchered any names.
Yeah, or accidentally misidentified you as a 5-time Formula One world champion. Noah Luxmore at the back there. Looks like he's just going to let that gap open a little bit. He's going to look for a wheel to run at. Young St. Peter's rider there. Just sticking nice and close to the back wheel of the bike.
Number 36, Pippa Brown. Very comfortable behind the bike there. You can see the cadence start to go up as the bike accelerates. I believe that there is a 7-meter rollout, maybe even 661.
I think the 7 meters, I think the
Devon pulls off now into the home straight.
traditional juniors 661 has been moved up to 7 meters, seeing as the senior classification in the high school has moved up to open gearing.
Young Jackson making a move over the top. The entire bunch seems to be following him, seemingly unsure of whether or not he will be making a move. Good move from Jackson regardless, getting up over the top there, controlling the pace very well. Very good visuals from Pippa.
Nice little move up there from Noah. He's gone from wheel 5 to wheel through, just moving.
Coming into
through
1
the
to go,
bunch.
starting the excel on the back straight at 1.5.
Everyone out
Very
the saddle there.
Interesting
Noah just
tactic.
taking that bottom line straight down the middle, straight underneath.
Once the sprinters lane is given up, it is free game for anyone. That could be moving out for an entire lap. That could be moving out for 2 meters of your race. That lane is no longer yours.
It's going to be close. It looks like it could even be 3 wide in this last sprint.
Oh,
Very,
looks like
very
Pippa's going to
close.
take it.
I
Very
think
good
Pippa
ride
might
from
have that on the
Pippa.
line.
Noah popping over
Young
for
Gabby
second
there,
place.
I think, picking up
I mean,
third.
Yeah,
Very
I think
impressive
you're dead
from
right,
those
Daniel.
3.
I think you're dead right.
I think it's going to be a bit of a tough call for the commissaires down the centre to give that one to either Pippa or Noah, but very, very close finish there. Heat 3's making their way up to the track. If you are wondering what other races we have come up, if you haven't been here from the start, we are in race 2 currently, halfway through the B grade round 2 Cairns. We are then going to give A grade doing their second round of Cairns, and then after that our final races from each grade will be the Italian Pursuit from C grade, which will be in teams of 5, and they will be doing 1 lap on the front before peeling off, and the next person in line in their team will do another lap, and so forth, similar to a team sprint. Then B grade will do a 16-lap scratch race, which is just almost a road race, but obviously we're not on the road because we're doing track racing here, guys. Come on, follow along now.
Very insightful, Daniel. Very insightful.
So that will be a mass start from all the B grade riders, 16 laps, and then whoever is across the finish line first, like a traditional race, and then the A grade will come in for their final race. They will have a Madison, 40-lap Madison. So if you're watching at home, get excited for those races coming up.
Looks like we've got Thomas Grady on the front, Harley Broadbent in number 2, Faith Brooker, Eva Moon, and Pippa Peacock.
Everyone just sitting in their respective positions, very smooth. Not much argument going along yet.
Great job finding
So coming around with 40 to go. 4 to go, sorry, not 40.
To go. Interesting, Kieran.
So I just saw Dan's head next to the 4 and I thought, is that a 0 or is that Dan's head? So I just got a bit confused there, but 4 to go, now coming in with 3 to go. Devon's going to pull off on the bike now onto the grey. Nice, safe deceleration there from Devon, and now they're all on their own. 5 riders, 3 laps to go. Still tight in their respective positions. It looks like the young Cambridge High School rider is going to come round from wheel 4.
Bit of a kick over from Pippa there. Interesting to see whether she'll make it across.
And Thomas Grady also looking to go the long way round. And Pippa still staying strong, just holding Thomas on the hip. Making him go all the way around. 1 to go. Pippa gets out the saddle, and they're going 3 wide round this corner with 1 to go. Thomas just gets shuffled back a little bit, and it looks like our young St. Peter's Cambridge rider is going to big acceleration around the corner. Coming into the home straight. And Eva Moon will take out that win. Pippa will come in second, then young Thomas Grady in third.
Great length on that sprint from Pippa Moon.
Eva Moon.
Eva Moon, my apologies.
Very, very, very impressive battle there. Very, very nerve-wracking to be sitting up in the commentary and see them go like 5 wide through there with 1 to go.
It can be a dangerous place to be, but my gosh, is it exhilarating.
Very, very exhilarating. It makes me want to just jump on the bike, you know? If you're watching at home, if you're watching at home and you haven't had the privilege of jumping on a track, definitely take some time out of your day and find a way. Like Alex said, there are have-a-go sessions here at the Grassroots Trust Arena. You can come along and there are Avanti hire bikes for everyone, from extra smalls all the way up to extra larges, pedals or cages, depending if you're confident enough to have cleats on or not. But like Alex said, definitely take the time out of your day and come to a have-a-go session. Very, very useful. There's staff here and teaching everyone how to ride.
Bikes away. Coming through to the apex now. Our holders looking back, getting ready. Another predominantly St. Peter's field. Darcy, Seth, Blake, Olive Rose, and Mila. It doesn't look like our lap board is quite up to date with the draw order. If you're just tuning in, welcome to the Friday Night Racing, our final race before the Battle of the Schools coming up in the next week or two. Unfortunately, I'm unaware of the dates. Great turnout. If you are sitting up in the stands and watching on the live stream, do not be scared to pop downstairs, grab a burger. Very good burgers. Me and my associate have been chowing down on the burgers all day. Final lap on the bike for Devon. Not much movement through the bunch at this stage. Pace is slowly starting to ramp up. And Devon pulls off into the home straight. What an ambitious manoeuvre. Number 17. Seth pulls up straight away, goes to the back. Interesting tactic from our riders this evening.
Young Olive Rose there in the St. Peter's Cambridge kit there. just sitting in nicely there at the back. She's going to bide her time. She doesn't want to go too early. Rider number 23, Blake Stevens, he has made himself very noticeable. He's gone from the back slightly and he's pushed round, finding a more aggressive position now. He's going to start pushing around. Rider number 82.
Coming into our bell lap, it looks like it's going to be a St. Peter's 1, 2, 3. Stacking up 3 wide through the back straight. Popping over 2 wide into the apex. It looks like Olive Rose is going to take it.
Very impressive pop round there from Olive Rose, and it looks like round number 17, Seth Blake is just going to come in for that 3rd position, taking it away from the St. Peter's riders.
Very good ride.
Very impressive ride there from everyone. I think these are the fastest Cairns we've seen in these Friday night races in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
I think these are some of the fastest Cairns we've seen in the history of the sport, to be quite honest, Daniel.
It's been very impressive tonight. If you are watching at home and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the VeloX YouTube. It does help everyone out a lot. It means that we can be more viewed on YouTube, on people's For You page, as they say. Just means that we can get more traction and more people can know about the account and see that we're live and support the sport. Everything supports the sport, and that's ultimately what we want. We want the sport to keep on growing, and that's what these Friday nights are all about. Support the Friday nights, and a lot of these riders will be doing the Battle of the Schools coming up soon, so hopefully a bit of support for them in those races as well. Those Battle of the Schools races, that's what gets people into the sport in this particular, like in around Cambridge. It's a very influential part of like the community down here. It's very
Too right,
cool.
Daniel. Too right. I wouldn't be riding my bike if it wasn't for the Battle of the Schools, and the same goes for majority of our national program and development program. You can see both Dalton brothers warming up on the rollers through there. Taking it very seriously.
Another 5 rider heat here in the B grade rounds. Heat 5.
Devon's away with the motorbike. Looks like we've got a straggler still on the apron. That's okay.
I think that was a previous heats rider. So I believe this is the final B grade heat.
Here is Devon on the home straight. Couple of eggs boys at the back there.
Ainsley Brockett just getting nice and slotted into that first position wheel. Young Patricia sitting very comfortably in wheel 2 there. Yeah, the 2 Ags boys taking up the rear end.
You can see that original Continental Teams kit, the Subway, Southern Spars, New Zealand kit. Very, very cool kit.
Very cool. Back in the day, you were allowed to send more than one team to World Cups, Nations Cups races. You'd be allowed to send a national team and a trade team. So it just meant that more riders could be in particular race, those UCI races. You're only allowed one rider from each nation, but back in the day you were allowed to have a trade team. It just meant that more riders from each country could be in the race.
Devon Briggs pulling off now. Brought the pace up quite comfortably. Looks like our Ags boys are going to push over the top. Very good, very early move.
Very impressive there, but
followed
straight
closely.
out the saddle, going very wide. Just getting straight onto the wheel. Young rider Jaden Chang there, rider number 24. Ainsley just getting aero. Patricia coming the long way round.
Race seems to have bunched up now. Coming into the bell lap. Here comes Patricia over the
Patricia,
top on the fast forward
very
frame.
impressive sprint there. Looks like it nearly a touch of wheels there from those two riders, but now looks like Jaden's going to try push up the long way around.
Quick
He's
look
going
over the
round.
shoulder there. Is he going to get caught through the apex or will he push over on the straight? Another look over the shoulder. Big seated Excel. It's those fast look handlebars.
Very impressive ride there from Jaden, and a very equally impressive ride there from Patricia. Taking it to the boys. Absolutely pinning it on them.
Fast forward frame, Daniel. I don't know if I've ever seen a fast forward
I
frame.
think that's the first time I've ever seen one. Very
familiar
popular
with
wheel
the
brand.
Familiar with the discs and 5 spokes and the likes, but
As the name would entail, is that the correct word? Fast
Entail,
forward. You're going
indicate.
forward, and hopefully you're going very fast. So, bit of wordplay there from the marketing team there of Fast Forward.
a plethora of knowledge from Daniel Morton.
Yes. The last 5 years, I've actually been reading the dictionary 10 words a day and just expanding my vocab since I come from
Daniel's-
a non-English speaking country. So
Daniel's actually from the country of Chad in Northern Africa, so reading the dictionary has helped with his vocabulary very dramatically.
we've got 28 viewers currently listening in. So thank you to everyone who's currently watching on YouTube.
Thank you to
have got
everyone.
Heat 1 of the A grade. in
Thank you
their
to everyone
second
putting up
round
with
of
our
clearance.
foolish commentary. Layla, Lucy, Emily, Lily, Eva, and Mia. Looks like a very similar heat to our first round with the two Cameron sisters and Eva Wyman sitting in there. Lily and Emily will be two to watch in the future if they decide they enjoy the sport enough to throw all their money into it.
And the future being the next 3 minutes of this Karen race.
The
because
future
this is
is
gonna
now.
Be, the future starts now, ladies and gentlemen, and this race is going to be very interesting. Heat 1 of 5 of the A grade Karens. This is
Devon?
round 2, so they've already gone through one round already. So that's put them into. I'm guessing they've seeded them into heats.
Here's Devon away on the bike through the home straight.
So in no particular order, we have Layla, then followed by Lucy, then Emily, then Lily, Eva, and Mia. Very impressive to have six strong final of girls. Very cool to see.
Not quite the final yet, Daniel. Still one round to go.
Well, this is the last Karen, so this will be the final technically, no? Whoa, caught you out there, Buster.
You did. I thought there was a Karen final. I do apologize. Lily just popping over there, sitting quite comfortably on Eva's wheel. Reacting very well to the flicks.
I think is that Emily Cameron on.
That
the
is
front
Emily
there?
on the front. Devon is bringing the pace in royally hot. He knows that these girls can deal with hot paces. He's going to pull off now.
Emily just keeping her head moving around, making sure she can see everyone. She's got Mia Pepper just sitting on her wheel comfortably on that new hand sling frame.
Interesting to see who is going to make the first move here. Oftentimes riders, including myself, second guess making the first move. And it can be very detrimental to their race result. So it'll be interesting. Looks like they're going to leave it quite late.
They've got a lap and a half to go, but now it looks like
Here
Lily
comes
Cameron
Lily
now
Cameron
just
over the
getting out
top.
the saddle.
Her sister reacting very well. Very, very
And
good.
she's not going to go all the way around the top. She's just going to sit there comfortably, and I think she might leave it till the final lap. And
Big
now
seated
she
Excel.
starts going around now. Lily Cameron, she's passed in the second corner now, and then coming into the third corner. She's just going to extend that lead, but it's a big fight there between Mia Pepper and Emily Cameron
Looks
into
like-
the final. It looks like it's going to be 3 up, but I think Mia's just got on the bike throw there.
Lily, Mia and Emily looks to be our podium for this race.
It'll be interesting to see who comes second out of Emily and Mia there.
I
Bike throw on the
believe-
line, I think
believe
Mia got it.
from our angle, yes. Very impressive ride from Lily.
Very impressive ride from all these young girls.
Heat 2
Heat
is
2
on its
makes
way.
their way up. I think Devon's quite enjoying himself on the bike tonight.
I believe he is too. I wouldn't mind zipping around on the track without having to put any effort in. It's fun enough going fast and then not so fun afterwards when your legs are sore, but I'm sure it will be great on the motorbike. Daniel's trying to steal my little chocolate thing. Pig.
Alrighty, looks like we've got a pretty furious Heat 2 for these A graders. We've got Nathan Bunn in that first position. Leo Henderson from Cambridge High in the second position. Then Remy Dalton. Then it looks like Sterling Crackman in the fourth position. And then we've got young Carter Payne in fifth and Hunter Dalton, the older brother of the two, in the sixth position.
This will be an interesting final. We've got some very strong riders and some very smart riders too.
Interesting to see that only one person in this group has a pair of sprint bars on. So everyone running the enduro bars, they're trying to get aero.
You're dead right. Sterling is our token sprinter in this event, representing the yellow kit on the look for TS895. French frame. Daniel is not a fan of the French, as he is from England across the channel.
I'm not a fan of the French frames. As Alex mentioned earlier, they're a bit of a mechanical nightmare if you're trying to swap over handlebars or do
Hunter
any
Dalton
sort of...
moving up the outside, followed by Carter Payne.
Quite a lot going on already behind the bike. They seem to be jostling heavily for position.
Sterling
Hunter
sitting
Dalton's gone all the way to the front from the back. He's just sitting on Nathan Bunn's hip there.
Sterling sitting in a slight flick. He has lost quite a strong position. Very good wheel that he's just lost. He's going to fight to get it back. Looks like he's doing so. The bike comes off. Nathan Bunn still holding the front. Lots of looking around from Hunter and Carter.
Carter's just
looks like Remy's going to make the first move, kicking from 2.5 to go. Carter reacting, trying to hold him out.
Hunter's just going to push Remy the long way round.
Coming over the top. Hunter didn't seem too aware of the actual move happening. Remy is on fire tonight, followed suit by Carter Payne, number 71 on the GB kit. Remy's older brother, Hunter Dalton, coming over. Where's he going to close that gap over the top of Carter? It doesn't look like it.
They still have the bell lap, so the bell runs now.
Looks like that gap is closing up. I was under the impression that the gap was going to stay there. Hunter's going well. Very strong ride from Remy so far.
The brothers are too wide into the final.
But here comes Carter Payne. Carter Payne over
around
the top.
It's going to be
close. It looks like it's going to be
Carter.
Sitting up, comfortable.
Carter
Hunter
in that
Dalton.
last half lap just moving away. Very impressive.
Carter Payne, Hunter Dalton, Sterling Crackman. That is your Karen final, ladies and gentlemen.
Impressive ride there from Remy to just go from the gun there. Very ballsy. Or gutsy, maybe.
I think he just knows how to ride his bike. I think he's got a lot of faith in his legs. He's heading off to Junior Worlds. He's giving us a good cheeky smirk up to the commentator's booth. He's going to listen back, thinking we're going to say nice things about him.
If you do run into Remy around, give him a bit of a congratulations on his selection to Junior World. They're going to head off to Belgium this year. Last year they raced in, was it Netherlands and Apeldoorn?
Last year was Apeldoorn. Remy's older brother Hunter was selected to represent New Zealand in Apeldoorn. So it's very cool to see Remy coming through the ranks and following suit.
Both of them rocking the French Groupama kit. Remy with the skin suit. Hunter with the bibs on. French French road team, World Tour road team there.
Our next lineup, heat 3 of 4. Matai Reid, James Ferrin, Ethan Pepper, Kentaro Tajimana, Monty, and Rylan. As I was saying earlier, Matai is a very strong rider. Little bit of a wild card from Kentaro. Here comes Devon, bike is away. Interesting to see if young 38 Ethan Pepper will
Lap off
pull
again.
off again.
But James Ferrin, after winning in the heat, I think a bit of confidence is going to come his way. He's sitting in wheel 1 this time. So it'll be interesting to see. He got the jump on everyone in the last heat. He came from the back and had a very impressive kick. So it'll be interesting to see. He can't really use the element of surprise up in this race being wheel 1, but you never know. He might just go from the get-go and people will get caught lacking.
Coming into our final lap on the bike, Matai Reid making a big move over the top. Sitting in comfortably, very, very smart. Not burning those matches early. It looks like he's doing a nice progressive build. Is he going to try and slot in behind our wheel 1?
Staying very aero. Very impressive to hold that position on the bike in a race like this where everything's going in opposite directions.
A lot of fatigue on the triceps and latissimus dorsi in such a position.
James Ferrin
Big
actually
push.
opening up the sprinters lane so anyone can dive down. Oh, it looks like he's going to try and use the track to his advantage. They're going to come around with 2 to go. A bit of a gap opened up there, but Ethan Pepper, he hasn't decided to lap up this time, but he's fighting for it in those aero bars. Looks like they're going to come around with a lot of speed.
Matai's sitting very comfortable. A bit of movement from the back. Young Kentaro looks like he's going to pop over. Sitting in the seat. I'm waiting for an Excel in the back straight.
James Ferrin.
Big Excel in the back straight. There we go, just like that. I think he's going to pop over. Try and get there. Doesn't look like he's going to make it. Another
James
big
with nowhere
Excel.
to go. Ooh. Impressive ride there from Ethan Pepper there.
Ethan Pepper taking it out.
Coming in from the back.
James and then Matai is your podium.
Two more heats for these A-grade boys and girls.
C-grade riders, you guys just want to make your way to the couches. We'll give you a little bit of a heads up and just sort of go over the next race. If you've got any questions, some tactics, you might be watching the race now. How can I do that? What do I have to do to do that? Now's the time to go and talk to Kate, your team over there. I'll give you some pointers and some tips. And just a reminder, starting to feel a little bit peckish, a little bit thirsty. Head down into the infield here. And you see the guys across the courts. Need the burger and the loaded fries. Burger, way to go.
Fifth and final heat. No, fourth and final heat of our Karen finals. Logan Dixon, Fletcher Hamilton, Angus Dickinson. No relation. Jonah Waters, Merrick Anderson, and Trent Mason. in no particular order. Watch out for young Fletcher. Sitting in position number 5. Riding on what looks like the standard mold frame. Very cool carbon bike. One of my first carbon bikes was the standard mold frame. Merrick Anderson adjusting the glasses. Dern, my bad. Merrick's Dern. I thought it was Merrick Anderson. There is a American athlete named Merrick Anderson. Rode on the world stage. Bikes away. Trent Mason leading out. Merckx, I apologise.
Closing that gap
Closing
down.
the gap.
Jonah the dropped in P3.
Jonah doesn't look like he's going to get dropped today. He's
Not
popping over.
today. He's doing very well to sit comfortably there, and he's going to use Merckx as a run to get around there, to get around Trent Mason there. So
Waiting,
sitting nicely on that wheel.
Waiting for the Excel into the home straight from young Fletcher. Looks like he's going to try and hold the wheel. Young Cambridge High School athlete coming through, and looks like he's going to take the win.
Just getting that run in that final straight. Rider number 20, Logan Dixon from Cambridge High School, taking that one out. And I think Merckx holding on to second there. Jonah coming in either third or fourth, with Angus Dixon making it close there at the end. Jonah the Dropped has his camera on, so he'll be videoing these races on his 360 cam. Check out his Instagram account and his YouTube. Drop him a subscribe on his YouTube account. Make some pretty cool bike content and some racing content and so on.
And just at the very right time, our endurance athlete who was supposed to commentate the scratch race and the Madison has fled the nest. So my sprint expertise has unfortunately come to an end. The commentary will likely slow down. Now is our fifth and final heat. Bradley Bigham, Casper Liang, Lucas Bell, Johnny James and Thomas. James Turnbull had a very, very good ride in the qualifier. So interesting to see if he can pull something else out of the hat. Motorbike comes through now. Some very cool frames in the mix. Number 81, Thomas Still on an interesting colorway. Seemingly changing color as the light refracts off it. For those of you just tuning in, tonight's Friday Night Racing is the final race event, final opportunity for our Battle of the Schools athletes before they are competing in the next week or so. Feel free to come on down. I'm sure that event will be live streamed as well. Nice move by Thomas on that fancy bike. Moving up. Trying to sit into that third position by the looks. Good place to be in, Kieran. James Turnbull looking around, starting to pick the pace up. Devon comes off the track. Starting to bunch up now through the back straight. Looks like a little bit of wheel-on-wheel contact between our St. Peter's rider and our Grammars rider. Here's Turnbull making the first move. Big excel over the front. Coming into a lap and a half to go. Look at the cadence on this man, phenomenal. Coming into the bell. James Turnbull. Johnny in hot pursuit. Looks like he's trying to pop through into the straight. Will he get caught in the corner? Very, very difficult to get through the corners on Cambridge. Looks like Turnbull's going to take it out. It's going to be a bike throw, and it looks like Johnny has taken it. Number 51, Lucas Bell, coming in third place for our bronze medal. That was our final Kieran of the evening. Moving on to the Italian Pursuit. Teams of 5. The Italian Pursuit, as I was saying earlier to some of you that may not have been here from the get-go, each rider is given a designated position. They ride 1 lap on the front and then pull off, and that is their race done. Rider 2 will come through and change at the pursuit line, fang it as hard as they can for that second lap, pull off, and so on and so forth. Teams of 5, so they'll be going just over 1 kilometre, 1,250 metres. It's a long way to go at such high speeds. Craig Rogers on the microphone on the infield seems a bit confused as to what numbers we are looking at. Riders will likely be starting off the fence unless we can find some holders. Dan Gardner sitting up the top of the track. Dan owns and operates the bike shop in the foyer. Great equipment down there. Top of the line frames. Some of the fastest frames in the world for sale up there. The LTS frames, handlebars, pursuit setup, and discs, along with Castelli skin suits, 1868 socks. 1868 is a remarkable brand. Very, very, very fast equipment. Along with Velobike, chain rings, chain tensioners, sprockets, chain whips, spanners, anything that you need. If you've travelled down from Auckland and you've left your favourite chainring behind, you need it for a race, your coach is barking at you because you've got the wrong gear on, pop down, help Dan out a little bit, and then help yourself out. Then bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a new chainring, just like that. Looks like we've got our first riders rolling around for the Italian Pursuits. Looks to be teams of 4 on the back straight and a team of 3 on the front straight. The Italian Pursuit is the main event. Might be the sole event of the up-and-coming Battle of the Schools event. Battle of the Schools is what is crafted majority of our current champions. Without the Battle of the Schools, a lot of people wouldn't have gotten on that bike for the first time. So a massive, massive shout out to that program. Looks like we've got a 4th rider coming around for the Italian Pursuit. Might have had a few issues with the bike. You never know. Interestingly, what position she slots into. Looks like she's going to take number 4. Manu's got his hand up in the back straight, indicating that his team is ready. Dan has indicated that his team is ready. Rolling onto the apron now. Interesting to see if they'll start from the timing board or from the whistle. Dan's just turned the timing board around, which indicates that they're going to start. Yep, looks like they're going to go from the TISOT timing board, the official UCI timing. At some World Cups, championships, etc., TISOT sponsors the event, and if you are fast enough to end up on the podium, you could be in to receive a TISOT timepiece. Very expensive, very good quality, very cool timepieces. If you're into watches, but you don't want to spend watch money, get good at riding your bike, and you might get one for free. Sorry for the delay, but looks like we are underway. Timing board is on with 10 seconds to go. And away we go, both teams off to a good start. Big gap opening up for our front straight and our back straight teams. Interesting to see whether this gap will be clawed back. Oftentimes, coming through a little bit off the wheel can be faster, as the rider in position 2 is carrying more speed through the change. Four laps, 1,000 metres. That's a long way to go for our 4th position riders. Not all that much in it at the moment. Teams are pretty close. Big excel from our front straight team. The gaps are starting to close up. Looks like our back straight team is coming through with a little bit more pace though. Big excel from our back straight team through the change. 1 lap to go for each team. Looks like our winners have been decided, the back straight team. Finishing on the same straight. Really good to have such mixed abilities at our Friday night racing. Awesome way to learn and develop as an athlete. And coming through to the front straight. And that is our time. Congratulations to both teams. That's our first heat of 2 in the C grade. Coming up next after these Italian pursuits is a scratch race, 16-lap scratch race for the B grade and a 40-lap Madison for the A grade. Madisons are an interesting race. You've got a team of 2 riders. Each rider starts on a different straight. Basically, your standard points race, but they chop and change who is winning the points. Very hard to keep track of. Unfortunately, I'm ignorant and uneducated to how the Madison completely works. I've got a rough idea, but my commentary will not be up to par, unfortunately. If you're watching from the stands, feel free to head downstairs through the foyer. Doors should be open. Grab yourself some burgers. We've been lucky enough to receive some burgers up here in the comm box, and boy do I tell you, very, very tasty. Rolling up now for our second team pursuit. Sorry, Italian pursuit. Rolling up now for our second Italian pursuit. Looks like we're going to have another team of 4. So the traditional Italian pursuit, or the Italian pursuit that I was taught, starts with the 4 riders. There's a kilometre-long vent. Each rider has their own role. Oftentimes, teams will gather around and discuss tactics, sometimes putting the stronger riders at the end as forms of anchors to bring home, or putting the stronger riders at the start to get off to a head start. Very individual, depends on your preferences. There's the signal on the back straight. Front straight looks cozy. And away they go. Both teams off to a good start. Front straight team seems to be slightly behind. A cheeky look over from our back straight team. Starting to break apart a little bit. It does happen no matter the skill of riders. These things do happen. Big excel down the back straight from our P2. Another evenly big excel from our front straight team in that fluoro jersey on the white Avanti High Black. Looks like our back straight team is blown apart a little bit, unfortunately. Another big excel from our front straight team. Cool to see so many of our younger riders trying out track cycling. It can be a very intimidating sport, but I assure you, it is some of the most fun you'll have on your bicycle. Here comes our front straight team, Big Excel, starting to close the gap a touch. Are we going to be strong enough to bring it back? Looks like he's going to bring it home. So our front straight team is going to take the win here. Back straight coming through. Nice final kick there. Congratulations. Good ride. Moving into our B grade scratch race, our 16-lap scratch race. Scratch race is a pretty self-explanatory race. The aim of the game is to cross the line first. A little bit of delay so far. A couple of riders getting up. Here we have a couple St. Peter's. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 St. Peter's riders. Bounding over. A little bit late for call. Wonder if that's a common occurrence at the St. Peter's school. You'd assume not. Maybe they're slacking a bit, trying to get away with it. Having to be on time all the time. Two of our country's future greats in frame right now. A lot of St. Peter's athletes. Makes sense. St. Peter's High School actually owned the land that the velodrome was built on. So I believe the land is rented out for only $1 a year, so long as the athletes get free access to the velodrome. Gym, track, etc. Rolling through to the neutral lap. The neutral lap is to make sure the peloton is all bunched together properly. If the peloton is not bunched together, if it's too strung out, they'll roll another lap just to make sure the race starts off fair for everyone involved. Sometimes those riders at the back can get washed out. There's the whistle. Dan's happy with the bunch, and away we go. 16 laps. Looks like what appears to be an early move coming over the top from our St. Peter's riders. Riders bunching up. At the moment, the riders on the bottom half of the track are in the favourable position. We did the maths once upon a time. I think every inch above the line is an extra metre to travel. The difference between a lap on the black line and a lap on the blue Madison line 16 to 18 metres. I can't remember exactly, but it is a drastic difference. So our riders sitting up high on the banking, going an awful lot longer. However, sometimes bunch races, it is easier for each individual rider to be bunched up as the air being moved around the track caters to their pedaling ability. Once again, I apologise for my commentating over the endurance events. I am a thoroughbred sprinter, so I'm a little bit oblivious to what's going on. I will try my hardest. Riders come through with 10 laps to go now. A little bit of movement up the front there from our St. Peter's riders. Interesting to see if the peloton splits off in two. Starting to string out now into a nice long chain. Chain. Chugga. Starting to straight off now into a nice long train. Counting 6 St. Peter's athletes, so over half the bunch, as far as I am aware, are from St. Peter's. Number 29, Faith Brooker, representing Cambridge High School. Yeah. Pace is starting to ease up now. 2 kilometres to go left of the scratch race. A lot of looking around, heads on swivels for our young ladies here tonight. Bunch is starting to pop back up. Interesting move, lapping up. Following the wheel, lapping up, not wanting to take a turn. Bit of contact and some verbalisation in the bunch there. Good to know that all riders are aware of their surroundings. 6 laps to go now. Big excel here from number 82. Mila Moore starting to really open up on the bunch with coming into the 1 kilometre mark. A kilometre is a long way to go on your own. Let's see how she does. Peloton seems to be chasing in hot pursuit, coming in with 4 laps to go. No one's seeming to want to make a move and chase this early. Might have been a slight mistake on the lap board there. I believe might do an extra lap. Regardless, coming into the last 500 meters now. Looks like our bunch is starting to string out again. Gap's closing. 500 meters to go. Very, very long time to be on the front. Bunch is moving, hunting her down. Here we go, coming in with 250 meters to go. Can she do it? Faith coming through. Cheeky look back. One final excel through the front straight. Looks like we have a bit of a show for us tonight. Oh, but here come 2 of our riders, Lucy Payne, and can't quite see the number. Very cool kit. Looks like they're going to take over our 2nd and 3rd spot on the podium. Here we go, congratulations. Good effort from all riders. Phenomenal ride from number 82. Number 82, Mila Moore. Going from over a kilometre out on her own. Big, big effort. Our second heat of the B-grade 16-lap scratch race is underway. Looks like we've split the bunch off into men and women. Going around for the neutral lap now. Interesting to see whether Dan lets the race continue. Very strung out. Nah, he's going to let them lower the pace there. Not all the athletes are on yet. So the point of the neutral lap is to make sure everyone has a fair shot to begin with. Starting so far back can be a death sentence in a race such as a scratch race. And the whistle is sounded. That means we have 16 laps to go in this evening's Friday Night Racing men's B-grade scratch race. Peloton seeming to string out, not quite as bunched as we have seen in the past. However, we are still in the very early stages of the race. Looks like it is starting to bunch up now. All of our athletes are on restricted gears, either 7 meters or 661 meters. I'm unaware. I have not ridden restricted gears in a very long time, unfortunately, so I'm not familiar with the rules. A little bit of a move over the top there by one of our St. Peter's riders. Apologies for not knowing the names. My eyesight is very, very poor, and I am unable to see the back straight. Lap board. Regardless, I'll still try my best. Coming into 10 laps to go now. Young boy in the TA colours seems quite happy to stay at the front. Oftentimes riders will lap off and head straight to the back and have to work their way forwards. Pace looks like it's starting to pick up slightly. Nice spatial awareness there from our riders at the front, making sure that they are right over the front wheel of the rider behind them before they drop down. Very, very good to learn at an early age. Not wanting to chop the wheels of the rider behind you and cause crashes. Can be very devastating. Starting to stretch out into a train now, coming into 2 kilometers to go. No obvious breaks in the peloton just yet, but it looks like there's a surge in speed down the back straight there. A move from the back, bringing up to the front. Whoa. Bit dicey through there. That's racing though, part of the fun. Interesting to see some of our riders not wanting to take turns on the front, save their energy for the sprints. Here we go, coming into a nice bunch now. Those riders around the top riding so much further than the riders down the bottom. Looks like young Max pedaling very, very hard up the top. He's traveling many more meters than he needs to. Drops down, really nice line through the apex there. Just over a kilometer to go. Very long way to be out in the front. He's already done a lot of work getting over from the middle of the pack. Pulls up. Here comes a Cambridge High School rider flying in out of what appears to be nowhere. Coming into that last kilo. The killer kilo. Peloton seems to have spread out considerably. Front riders into a train. Here comes our young rider from Tiamudu. Bit of a wild card. My first time seeing or hearing him, but he is doing very well. 3 laps to go, sitting up. Interesting move. Just letting riders take the front, sitting up, seemingly trying to save themselves for the final lap. 500 meters to go. Now would be a pretty good time to be on the front. There's a long way to go on your own, especially after doing a full scratch race. Front of our peloton, starting to bunch up. Might be a move through the inside there. No, move to the inside from our Cambridge High School rider out down the middle, accelerating as if he's on a very large gear. And here's the bell coming into the bell lap. Cambridge High School rider on the front, St. Peter's. Trying to rein him in. Looks like our Cambridge High School rider is going to be very comfortably ahead. Now let's see the bell for third place. Coming over 3 wide. Looks like he's going to drop in under the wheel. And looks like number 24 at the line. Congratulations to our riders this evening. Moving on now to our final race of the evening, the A-grade Madison footy lap race. As I was saying earlier, the Madison is a points race. It is a team points race. You have a partner. One partner starts on the front straight, the other partner starts on the back straight. Riders will interchange, doing the infamous Madison swing. Looks like they're holding hands and getting along, but they're actually racing very tactically. Riders chop and change out of who wins points. Oftentimes there will be a dedicated sprinter to win the later points. But what do I know? Looking at our Madison lineup, I'm not sure how the athletes are going to determine who's who. I'm looking for jerseys, but I don't see two. Oh no, there are a handful of matching jerseys. Madison changes a very, very, very trusting change. I am yet to do a Madison change in my life on the boards. Never really needed to. That's the whistle. Our front riders roll off. Lily Cameron on the back, teamed up with her sister. Pace is starting to pick up already. Madison might go rather quick today. If you're looking for someone to keep track of the points, I am not your guy. But you know, can't have them all. First change here, cut a pane, changing. Nope, not changing. Bit of a mix-up. Yeah, man, I'm lost already. Oh my days. Carter jumping over. Carter, although he looks like a 45-year-old man with a second mortgage, he's actually a first-year under 17. Very, very strong, very talented rider. Promising future if he continues. Carter's older sister Hannah has just been accepted and signed with an American University trade team, I believe, heading over to Race Road. So cycling runs in the family. You've seen their youngest sibling, Lucy. Interesting. Very nice move from Sterling over the top there. You can tell that sprinter handling ability from all the match sprints and Cairns he's done. Sterling on the front, getting on the hoods of his sprint bars, tucks in, very quickly hops back up. Still holding the hoods though. I wonder if he knows it is less aero to be on the hoods than it is to be in the drops in that position. Lily Cameron holding her own against these big, faster riders. She's doing very well. Sterling goes in for the change. Carter looking for his teammate, dropping down the track there. Our yellow team coming through 500 metres before the first sprint. Let's see if we can get there into the bell. Here we go, nice change through there. Sterling needs to pick up the speed if he wants to get the change. Bean Swamp needs to drop in. Coming in for the change now, Cutter Payne over the top. Looked like he was going to split the change. Sterling goes through there. Our points will go to our Y-Bop team, followed by Cutter Payne, followed by Sterling. 5-3-2-1, I believe. Double points in the final sprint. Don't quote me. Por favor. Cutter Payne looks like he's a little bit trapped in the hurt locker, had his head down. Dan Gardner down there on the apron, pointing to the front of the peloton. Very hard to keep track of in a race like this, especially without cameras and commissaire feedback. Good change for the sisters there. God, she's fast. My days. Alright, here's the front. Alright, here we go. Rider in a Waikato Hub jersey. Looking to come through the change. 4 laps to go, kilometre before the next sprint. Going in to make the change there. Very good change through there. Staying on the drops, interesting. Our young Rylan, I believe. Sitting over. Lost a lot of speed there, gets caught in behind one of the Cameron sisters. These three are the front of our peloton at the moment. Rylan and I believe Nathan coming into the bell now. Cameron sisters are in a very good position. Here comes our Subway team. Here comes Lily Cameron over the top. Is she going to get there? Probably not. She's closing it very, very quickly though. Sits up, saves herself there. That points to our Subway team, our green team, and our Slightly less green team. Pace is still hot though. Now I expect Lily is looking to pass. Not quite. Sat up. Might have got her laps confused a touch. I think it is in best interest for both teams on the front to pull doubles. Some vocals there between the two sisters. Our front team leading still the Waikato Hub team. Young Turnbull in there, giving it a good ring out. Six laps before our next sprint. A lot of our sprint athletes sitting up on the hoods of their bars that don't really have room for hoods. And a lot of our endurance athletes are quite comfortable staying down in the drops. It's a little bit of a mix and match. Good change from our Pista Corsa team, Pista Corsa Road team. Have a very good range of athletes. Still that hub team on the front. Rylan and the board is not showing me the teammates. That's okay. Our Waikato hub team. Leading in points at the moment. Here we go. Rylan and Nathan, Cutter and James, Luca and Sterling. How good. Coming into the bell now. Our hub team still on the front. Coming into the change. Very well timed change through there. Looks like it'll be our Waikato hub team once again. Young Carter Payne there looking for his teammate. Not quite where he wants him to be. Sterling throws his teammate in. Chasing, he's closing the gap a little bit. It's still our fan favourites. Here's our Waikato team coming in for a nice change. Very good. 2 kilometres to go. Rylan and Nathan still in the lead with 15 points. Carter and James are sitting at 9 points. Interesting to see where Carter ends up in this final sprint if he is thrown in. He has a very, very powerful long sprint at the end of these races. Here's young Turnbull in the Pista Corsa kit. Throwing in his teammate, and he is flying on that fancy bike. Another nice change from our Waikato team, our Waikato hub team. Looks like they're in a very good position. In hot pursuit of the Pista Corsa team and the Cameron sisters. Cue the change here from the Cameron sisters. Lily throws her sister in. Straight onto the wheel of that change. Good place to be. 3 laps to go, 750 metres. It's a long way to ride at the end of a race like this. Turnbull drops down onto the wheel. Another change there from the Waikato team. Bit of a close call there from one of our riders. Coming into the final bell, double points. Our leading team looks to be the Waikato riders, and they are popping over Waikato Hub. Looks like they'll take our win, looks like they'll take double points. Here comes Bert, and then Carter, and then young Turnbull. And the results of tonight: Roland and Nathan, Carter and James, Lucas and Sterling, and the two sisters, Lily and Emily. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. Hopefully myself and Daniel's commentary has been sufficient. I trust that you have all subscribed to VeloX. If not, might pay to do so, eh? Thank you very much for tuning in. Best of luck to all our riders in the future. See you guys later.